BioWare, creators of some of the most popular gaming titles to date, including two of my all-time favourites, Mass Effect and, the subject of today's video, Dragon Age. Arguably, Dragon Age is one of the best fantasy-themed gaming series that has ever existed, and the world of Thedas that BioWare has created is awe-inspiring, similar to that of J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. It was originally thought that the most recent Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Inquisition, was going to be the last in the series, but after the incredible success of Inquisition, it seems highly unlikely that BioWare isn't working on, or at least planning, the production of another entry to this fantastic series. With that in mind, I'm going to be talking about the things I would like to see in the next Dragon Age game. Without further delay, let's get started. The first thing I would like to see in the next Dragon Age game is more exciting combat. Dragon Age has been a very experimental series for BioWare, and we have seen a range of different gameplay and art styles. One of the most divisive elements of these games has been the combat. While Dragon Age 2 had many issues, I would definitely like to see combat in the next Dragon Age game to be more comparable to that of Dragon Age 2 rather than Origins or Inquisition. Specifically, a combat system where you have to press a button every single time you want to strike an enemy, as opposed to pressing it once per enemy or simply holding a button down. This will result in a more engaging combat system that will keep players actively entertained even during long-winded battles. My next wish for the next Dragon Age game is to see a return of the tactics screen, a feature that I particularly enjoyed in Dragon Age Origins and 2. The tactics screen allowed you to choose how each of the characters in your squad would act when in battle. This meant you could decide which kinds of enemies they should attack with their special abilities, at what level of remaining health they should drink a health potion, and much more. Inquisition dropped this system for the more visually engaging tactical view mode. This allowed you to pause the combat at any time, and then provided you with a bird's eye view of the battlefield, allowing you to issue your troops with specific commands. This was a good system, but it did make the combat feel much slower and more broken. On top of that, I didn't find it particularly helpful. I think the return of the tactics system is something that a lot of Dragon Age fans, including myself, would like to see. Third on my list is to see much more customization when it comes to armour. Dragon Age Inquisition introduced armour customization and crafting, which was a fantastic addition. But the only problem with this system was that it felt quite lacking. Most of the customisations didn't affect the armour that much visually, and most of the sets, including the unique ones that took a lot of work and effort to gain, were quite bland. I would like to see a lot more depth with the armour customisation in the next game, so that players can have full control over both the physical appearance and the statistical strength of their armour. The next wish on my list is to see players travel across the whole of Thedas. Dragon Age Inquisition saw players travel to a multitude of different locations, mainly in Ferelden and Orlais. But this time I want to see players being able to travel to much more varied locations, including some of the most interesting areas of Thedas that have been previously mentioned but are as of yet unseen, such as two of the three cities in the Free Marches, Tantervale and Starkhaven, the country which Liliana hails from, Antiva, or even the Tevinter Imperium, where powerful mages rule the country and keep slaves to do their bidding. As always, in this episode of Digital Desires, we are including a suggestion from one of our viewers. This time, the final wish of this wish list comes from our fellow YouTuber, JEROME'S LAIR, who essentially states that the next Dragon Age game needs to take influence from The Witcher 3 and have much more interesting side quests. I have to say that I totally agree. The open world areas in Dragon Age Inquisition were massive, but a big problem that this game faced was that BioWare forgot to fill these huge open spaces with many memorable and enjoyable quests. The Witcher 3, on the other hand, had a massive open world with loads of amazing side quests that kept the players interested for hours. If BioWare takes influence from CD Projekt Red and makes more interesting and exciting side storylines to fill their world, it will result in a much better overall game that keeps players coming back for more. Don't forget to check out JEROME'S LAIR by clicking on the link now. He does all kinds of great gaming videos, such as Let's Plays, tips and tricks, walkthroughs and more. Most recently on games such as The Witcher 3 and Telltale's Game of Thrones Season 1. That was Digital Pinnacle's wishlist of all the things we would like to see in the next Dragon Age game. Thanks for watching. On the next episode of Digital Desires, Zach will be talking about all the things he would like to see in Borderlands 3, so be sure to let us know what you'd like to see in that game in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Digital Pinnacle to see more great gaming videos.